Hello, Mike Jackson here. I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to do a couple of poppies. Some of them are going to be out of focus because in the background, and we'll probably have one or two poppies, probably just the one poppy in sharp focus. So firstly, I'm going to do a quick drawing of this this poppy, and the drawing, if you need it, will be available for you to download from my website, which is down here somewhere, down there. So see you in a minute. Okay, so I've done a little sketch. It's only very faint, so you can't really see it, but as I say, I will upload a sketch of you to follow if you like. Now the brushes I shall be using in this little tutorial is mainly will be a size 12 Escoda Perla Sintetico. I'll put a link as to where you can buy this from, and we got another size as well. This is a size 16, same thing, Escoda Perla Sintetico. And I've also got this other really fine detail brush. I haven't got a clue where I got that from. I know it's just a size 3, but it's got a lovely little point on it. Anyway, those are the three brushes that I'll be using. And I'm sorry it's not very helpful about that last brush. My paints that I'll be using, I will put my palette, my favourite ones, on the screen. And let's go along now. Anyway, so I think what we'll do firstly is I want to address the background and the poppies in the background. So I've got a little sponge, a little natural sponge, and I'm just going to dampen this paper. I'm not going to completely wet it. I'm just going to dampen it. Just the area that I want to be focused on. And all I'm going to be doing there is dropping a few colours in of red and green. So firstly, get a little mixture of, just pop a bit of red in there, and hopefully that'll just blend away. I want these to be quite out of focus. Like probably not quite damp enough this paper that I've just wet, so I'm just going to give it another going over. It needs to be really damp for this, so let's get a bit of, yeah, that's more like it. I want a really soft effect here. I'm just going to go over different parts, nice wet in wet, and we'll have a bit of green as well, just to join up those dots there. You see, it's don't really matter as long as we've got bits of reds and bits of greens in between each other down there, and we'll put some green. I'm using a really that's lovely light green up there. Anyway, as I say, all my names will be there, so you can have a look at where I'm dipping into and just see the corresponding colours that I'll keep at the bottom. I'll keep it at the bottom. Right, now, see, it looks a bit messy that, but that's fine. And you know what I'm going to do now? Just to make it even more messier, I'm going to tip it up on its edge and get a little bit of a run on it. There you go, whee, that's enough. Just caught it in time, that's enough run for me. And it's going to give it a bit of a style, a sense of immediacy. I think it'll be quite nice, that. So I'm going to let that just do its business there. Now I think I'll use a little bit of, this is Payne's Grey, And we've had a little bit of French ultramarine in there. I'll put a little bit more in there. I'm just going to dab it there. Only a little dab. And down there. I don't want it to go too mad, so just put a little dab on there. On our next layer, we'll be developing it and putting more colours in there, more shades and darks and things like that. But for the time being, I'm just going to let this dry now. If you noticed, I didn't take this down because we're just painting in the middle of this picture. All the sides there, they're going to hold that paper together. So I just hold it for you. There we go. We don't need to get too fussed about this. It's supposed to look a little bit abstract. You don't need to go within the lines. It's a quick painting, so really, if it don't work, chuck it in a bin and start again. So don't worry about it. The thing that is most important with watercolour is just enjoying the thing. Loving doing it. And seeing what happens when colours mix together. Look at all that. You see it down there. It's got a lovely granulation. In fact, I'll just zoom in for you. You can zoom in there. You see that granulation there? Isn't that beautiful? So I won't be able to do that if I sat there with my brush painting every little crevice. Never be able to do that. That's all through just the picture painting itself. Its naturalness. And that is what is going to make this a really pretty picture. So we'll let this dry. I'll come back to you in a bit. I'm not going to hairdry it, because if I was to hairdry it, I might lose all these little features. So I'm going to leave that to dry. I'm going to get a cup of tea, bit of toast, who knows, and then come back and see how it's done. Okay, so welcome back. This is dried now. Got still a little buckle to it, but that'll flatten out. That'll flatten out in the process. But I just want to bring your attention to these little granulation areas, which are just a little gift from God there. Absolutely fantastic. So, right, okay, let's just get back into it. Now, the next layer is going to be, we're going to put another little layer in there. A little bit of water and oh, I don't want that horrible colour, it's awful. So I'm just going to clean that out. And got a little handkerchief here as well. I'll mix my mixture in here so it's nice and clean. A nice clean mixture there, and add a little bit of this orange colour there. Right, so we're going to imagine a little area here where the flowers lifted up down there, and we're just going to put another little layer under there. Like that. That's lovely, isn't it? Nice and easy that was. That's not difficult. Now, on this part here, we're going to put a little bit of shadowed area of the inside brown. When I say shadowed area, I don't mean the dark shadow, I just mean like a form shadow. And this part here, we're just going to divide so that it looks like there's something at the back of it. And it's got its own colour, and now we're using some sharp edges. Some sharp edges over the top of that poppy. So we'll fetch it down here because we're going to show that this poppy has got an inner area. So a bit more neater colour for that. Now I quite like that light area there. I just think it adds to it, and it was a complete accident. Complete accident. There we go. Now I'm going to just bring this in. At the moment it looks more like a rose, doesn't it? But don't you worry, it will be a poppy. Right, so a little bit of dark colour here now, just at the bottom here. And I just put a little bit of these little poppy seeds on this area here. I'll have to lose some of that light area. I'm going to just leave a few little bits of it sticking out. Now, back to this. I'm putting little lines across there just to show a bit of texture towards the edges, the way it's shadowed and light is just caught on those little parts there. And we'll have some. You notice how because we've got this soft edge there, and that's lovely, but we needed that for all this green. But you can keep some of it and lose some of it, and that's absolutely fine. Now I'm just putting a wet brush in there just to bring that out. Now in my poppy I'm going to put a little bit of an orangey colour just in certain parts here. Only a few bits, only a few bits. Just a couple of areas, and over here as well, where that beautiful red, the redness of the poppy, it's hit with the sunlight. And there's a nice bit of sunlight area there, which we accidentally was given. That's it there. Right. Now then, let's just get another bit of layer here of darkness just under this area here. And just over there. Now, we don't want to be too dark, so I'm just going to lift some of that out there. Don't want that to run away with us. So, we'll bring that over there like that. And let's get a little bit more dark in this area where those little poppy seeds are playing around there. Right. boom. Here we go. So it's just about building up that little layer so it kind of fits. Now let's get a bit of concentration on this other poppy at the back here. So we'll give a leaf that's slightly underneath, and they kind of go down to this area here. A couple of little lines, little guidelines, and now a bit of this dark colour here. And just put a bit of water there just to soften that. And don't make it too harsh. There we go. I'm going to use a bit of green now just to catch into those colours. Just to catch into those colours now. I'm just going to blend some of those colours in here. I just think it's a bit too harsh at this edge here. Don't want that. Yeah, and bring that over there. So we've got like different layers on there. And let's go down there a little bit. Let's have a little bit of a shadow there. Pulling it out from there. Now, we're going to make a mixture of these different greens and add a bit of water to them. I don't want it to be too heavy, too dark, so they're just going to be little inferences of where the leaves at the back will be going. Just suggest, you never overstate, just suggest. There we go. Actually, I'm going to run that in there. Look at that. Oh, we're living dangerously. Let's see what happens, eh? That's that green. Right then. I think we should let that dry a little bit and then come back to it and see how we go on. Right, well I think that's dried quite nicely, but what I do want to do is just emphasise a couple more shadows in these areas here. So I'm going to get a mixture of the red and some Payne's grey, and just on this area here, just underneath where that petal has gone right away down there. I'm going to use this very tiny brush now with a bit of red on it, just to bring that out. Just to bring that out there. There we go. All we're doing now, we're just teasing shapes out of this. Putting our own little imagination to it. Teasing shapes out. And let's do the same here, but I'm going to put a couple of little poppy seeds over here now. That's there. I'm going to make it very dark. I don't like to put black on my pictures. I think it just kills it. But there's certain parts where you just need to have no colour. It's got to be really, really deep. I'll do the same here. Okay. I'm not going to do anything more with the petals because I think I wanted them to be out of focus or further back, and you get that effect by this soft area there. So there we go. And there, a bit of this red here just to connect that and just bring it out. That's nicely done, and we'll just have a little part of the leaf there of the petal. And we'll do the same here. There we go, that's nice. Right, I think we'll call that done. So I hope you've enjoyed doing that. It's a very short tutorial, and it just shows some contrasting colours, and yeah, so this painting will be available from my website. Whoever wants to paint it and buy it, it's entirely up to you. But the important thing is that you've enjoyed watching it. Go do it your own. Thank you. Bye.